In this video, we're going to start rebuilding a car that's been sitting in my workshop for years, my old S13. So I'm going to take you back to November, where I was driving a London black taxi with a good friend of mine, Mark McCann, all the way from London to Abu Dhabi, and I left Sam up to his own devices, where I said to him, let's get the S13 rebuilt and you decide how we're going to do it.
So yeah, Baggsy's gone away, obviously, on his road trip, so he's gone for a few weeks, which leaves me in charge. Before he went, we had a little discussion. Obviously, the GT86 engine's at Yandles, so I can't really do anything with that. That's just getting refreshed. All the other cars are prepped, ready for next season, so decided to pull out the old S13. You might have seen it before in a few shots. It's kind of given me free reign with this project of deciding what I want to do with it. So there's a few bits that we might change. There's a couple of bits I'm not too sure on yet, whether to change and put the time into it or leave it how it is, because it's also one of them, if it's not broke, don't fix it or don't change it. A couple of years ago, me and Ian started to refresh the rear of it, and then we just got busy and it got put in the corner and this car's got forgotten about, so it hasn't been touched in I think about 2 years. So I think it's about time that we pull it out, give it a little refresh and put it all back together and ready for next season and see what happens with it. Yeah, there's a few bits to do. So I need to finish off the tank straps for the fuel cell. There's a few areas which haven't been stitch welded, so I'll stitch weld them and just add a bit more strength into the car. A few other little bits and pieces, like the firewall needs a few bits sanded. Need to make some provisions for the water lines and fuel lines to go through the car. Apart from that, it'll then be start stripping it fully down, getting it ready for paint, and then reassembly, I think. Need to really fold these, don't I? I also need to think about folding them, because you might fold yourself in a corner. There you go, it's a bit more like it. I have to weld in a little bracket there to support the back of it, but it shouldn't go anywhere. It's pretty solid anyway, it's just to stop it from like sliding back. Little strap, put a few dimpled eyes and things in it, add a bit of strength, make it look a bit fancy. Should do. Make a template, I'll show you with the template, and then that will obviously slip in, get welded in. Yeah, and she'll be bolted in and not go anywhere. Hopefully, yeah. Be a bit embarrassing when, you know, flicks it in and fuel cell goes whee out the back and then got a bit of a problem. That should do. I don't think they're going to fall off anytime soon. Problem is, I sanded off all the lines. I don't know. Just like that. Then it's when you cut and it turns into like the... No?
Good start.
Yeah. One filling neck. Done. Just needs the hose connected up and she's away.
Looks good, mate.
We're not mates. Got a filler neck, we've got a tank that's not going to fall out, we've got a rad which isn't going to fall out. water pump in the rear, a few provisions to put water lines through the cab and through the front firewall, and then I think that's the rear section done really. She's coming along, getting there, slowly. A few more little bits to weld up, apart from that, yeah. So the last few weeks I've actually been unsupervised because Higo and the guys have been busy with Initiate Show, which you can click up here and get your tickets if you haven't yet. But the car's now fully stitch welded, a few little bits finalised, the throttle pedal's been made, a few other little bits here and there. So the next thing to do is the messy job of sandblasting and starting to paint it. Just might need to steady it a little bit, Owen, that's all, but should be fine. Technically, is this my first time being on someone's door? I mean, it's really nice on this smooth bit. I'm not too sure about when it gets bumpy here, but try and stop it from flipping around. Whereabouts you want it? Just here somewhere? Or it's up to you. I can put it on axle stands if you prefer. Precision driver, innit? That's why. Look, I've given you like nice background today, and think of all them like cool cinematic shots you can get of like, you know, carp diving through the air like the dolphins and luckily the stuff we're painting it with is quite rated. That's all fine. Right, yeah. No, that's warping.
They put some thick art primer over them, isn't it? Fine. Yeah, they're alright. Yeah. It's quite strong there. It's not too bad.
Yeah, if you're worried about doing that, then just leave it. Obviously, just the cage inside.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it warps slightly on the edge, because like I said, a roof literally is bonded onto about here. So
oh, does it? Oh, right. Okay.
as long as you still got something to stick it to, it's all right. Yeah.
So that's the shell sandblasted. Obviously, thank you to Blastaway, local company, popped down today, quickly gave it a blast and that. Next thing will be get it in the workshop after we finish cleaning all the sand out of it, out of all the seams and chassis and all that. And then we'll make a good job painting it and start to put it all back together. So, should be assembled pretty quick, I think. So car's all masked off, ready for paint. Obviously mask the floor so whilst I'm painting it doesn't get overspray on it, and I can pull it out last and paint the floor. We're going to be going with the old steel I used this on my car and it had a pretty good finish, so it's been really durable as well. So give it a go again on this one and yeah, we'll see how it goes. So obviously that's the car painted. We went for Steelic grey on the inside and black on the outside. I think it came out quite well and the paint is very durable. So that's obviously a nice thing to add to a drift car that you're hopping in and out of and working on quite a lot. Up next, we're going to start reassembling the car. So obviously suspension will all go on, the radium fuel cell, the rad in the back and all that start going back together. And then back to Stephen's comment earlier, what do you think the plans for this car are? What do you think we're going to use it with and all that? Leave a comment below, obviously like, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Jesus.
I turn spanners, that's what I do.
Turn around then.
You're the spanner, not me. No, actually, that's going to get photoshopped. You knew what you was doing there.
Who's the spanner now?
I can't shake him. This isn't going well, is it? I mean, this is how extra Stephen is. Who has their own ratchet strap with their name on it? Actually, can I have some? Mark, if you're watching, can I have some Sam Sheffield 66 ratchet straps?